Dear Boomers, welcome as we turn to the 19th verse of the Tao Te Ching. It is a verse that strips away all appearances, challenges our assumptions, and invites us to rediscover what is truly essential. So the verse begins like this: Give up sainthood, renounce wisdom, and it will be 100 times better for everyone. Think about that. So we just have to be ourselves. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. Throw away industry and profit, and there will be no thieves. The Tao Te Ching teaches us to look deeply into our cherished assumptions and the things that we just take for granted. So what does that above verse quote mean? At first glance, it sounds shocking. How can we give up wisdom? How can we discard morality and justice? Aren't these the very foundations of a good society? I believe that the Tao Te Ching is wanting us to look inward to be what we dream to be. Lao Tzu says it's not dismissing goodness itself. He is warning us against the outer forms, those rigid structures, titles, and pretenses that often take the place of genuine living. This requires a certain amount of inner contemplation and reflection. When we chase sainthood, we risk hypocrisy. When we cling to abstract morality, we forget compassion. There's a lot of judgment in hanging out with morality, and we need to get into compassion in every moment of our lives with every breath that we take. And when we glorify profit, we invite envy and theft. The verse reminds us this, quote, all of these are outward forms alone. They are not sufficient in themselves. True harmony and true goodness cannot be legislated. It cannot be imposed from above. It has to arise naturally when people are rooted in their own true nature. So, how do we do that? And what does that mean to you, more importantly, because you have to define this for yourself, and then you can become a person who is thinking for themselves. Lao Tzu then points us towards the path of simplicity. It is more important to see the simplicity, to realize one's true nature, to cast off selfishness and temper desire. This is the essence of the Tao and the way. It is not about rules. It is not about appearances. It is not about living from the center of who we are. And in fact, it is about living from the center of who we are, where kindness flows without effort, without rules, without thinking this is what you should do. Kindness flows where desire does not enslave us. When we simplify, we see clearly. When we return to our true nature, we no longer need to pretend. We don't have to act like we know everything, because we actually know something that often others do not know. Because when we look deeply within ourselves, selfishness falls away and we discover connection. And when desire is tempered, peace arises. My dog Pearl agrees. The 19th verse is an invitation to stop, reach outward, to stop reaching outward because we need to go inward, to stop grasping at artificial systems of control, and to instead return inward to the stillness, the simplicity, the natural wholeness of life itself. So as we contemplate this verse, let us pause. Where in your life are you relying on outward appearances instead of inner truth that come from your higher guides, that come from the universe loving you, and from God? Where are you clinging to rigid roles or chasing approval when all along the Tao invites you back to simplicity? The teaching is clear. Let go of the unnecessary. Return to your true nature. And in doing so, life becomes more peaceful, more genuine, and more whole. And it also creates connection to all the people on the planet who have gone before us, who have gone behind us. We are all connected. This is the wisdom of the 19th verse of the Tao Te Ching. The link to my community is in the description below. There will be videos that show up here, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.